Hello, hello, and welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. Today, the inner mean girl. How to ditch that inner mean girl and start manifesting the positive. Because if we're stuck in that routine grind of that inner critic going over and over and over in our mind, it's going to be very challenging to manifest our heart's desires. And hello, if we haven't met yet, by the way, my name is Irena Miller, and I've been guiding women for over 20 years on how to wiggle their way out of the swamp of sadness and start connecting to their own inner guiding light. And it's wonderful to have you, Murphy. I'm so glad you made it. So today there's a few things that I want to talk about when it comes to that inner mean girl. Number one is awareness. So often we're caught off guard. It seems to come out of left field. Everything's going great. And then it seems like the other shoe drops. And that is frustrating. Part of that is all around just being present and aware. If we're just on automatic pilot, it's much easier to get knocked for a loop and have that inner critic start to run rampage for us. The next thing that's really important is being aware of those moments where you pick up on other people's emotions and energies. Sometimes I call it like the swamp of sadness. If you guys ever saw that movie, The Never Ending Story, if you have, let me know in the comments below. Drop me a little emoji or a smile, because it is such a fun movie, has great visuals. And there's this one scene where the hero is walking through the swamp of sadness with his beautiful horse, and the horse is overcome with those big feelings and emotions and is just literally sucked into the swamp. And you can see the hero trying so hard to fight the sadness. But what ends up happening is that, these feelings are contagious. And usually when that inner mean girl, that critic starts to go off, it's a wonderful opportunity for you to pause and say, okay, oh, you think you saw it too, Murphy? Excellent. You read it. Fantastic. One of the things that I want you to do is check in and say, okay, is all of this frustration my own? Is all of this worry my own? Because that inner critic is the first one to jump up and say, you know what? I don't know. What makes you think you're so special? What makes you think you can do this? Are you even capable of this? It's like that wonderful old quote, how often before we begin a task do we declare it impossible? So what I invite you to do, and I'm going to teach you this through the meditation we do today, is how to gauge how much of this emotion is mine and how much belongs to someone else. Because most likely we have a little bit of a matching story to it. It's not necessarily all of ours. So to give you an example of this, a quick story of just how this happens in everyday life. My daughter and I were at Target over the weekend, and we were walking through looking for some goodies and snacks. And what happened was we saw this wonderful young mother and her two young children, like an 18-month-old son he looked to be about, and like a 3-year-old daughter, toddler age. And the poor mom was exhausted. She had had it. She was so frustrated. She was at the end of her rope. And her kids were being kids. Her beautiful little toddler girl was being a perfectly normal, wonderful toddler girl saying, hey, mommy, I want this. Hey, mommy, let's get me a present. Hey, mommy, what about that? And the mom was being a perfectly wonderful, normal mom. It's just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. We're here for a specific purpose, not to get presents. Well, the energy started to escalate. The mom was very angry. The little girl didn't understand what was going on. And by the time Lexi and I got into the car to leave, Lexi, who had been perfectly happy and pleasant with me before going into the store, all of a sudden was so angry with me. She was so ticked off. And at first I thought, what the heck did I do? And rather than going into the energy and the frustration of getting short with her and start being like, why are you treating me this way? I'm your mother. What are you doing? I paused for a moment and I realized, wait a second. This isn't Lexi. And it's so easy to write this off too, right? Saying, oh, somebody is being hormonal or somebody is acting improperly. No. When I paused for a moment, I said, Lexi, were you very upset for that little girl and how frustrated she was? And she said, You know what? Yeah, I remember a moment where I just had my eyes closed and I was saying a prayer for her, that she felt just loved and safe because the mom was so angry. And both sides were easily understandable. They had just reached the ends of the ropes. And Lexi said, I remember when I was a little kid. And you would get frustrated and angry. And that memory had been triggered within her and it matched what she had experienced. So she was reliving it in the moment. So we were able in that moment in the car to take the opportunity to release the energy that wasn't hers and go on about our day and have a wonderful connection, a wonderful relationship, and fun adventures rather than escalating into anger and frustration between Lexi and I. So these feelings are contagious. I'm going to show you how you can, through this meditation, release the thoughts that don't belong to you that could add to that inner mean girl or critic. And then finally, one of the things to do is just the opportunity to let it go. How you do that. Hello, Cindy. I'm so glad you made it live. And hello, Sarah. Great to have you. So we're going to jump into this meditation right now. I invite you to take a comfortable seat or stand nice and tall. And where your feet are, just firmly plant them on the ground. And I invite you to imagine beautiful roots growing from your feet deep down into the earth's center, anchoring you. This is one way to be grounded, one way to let the extra energy just roll off your shoulders and right to the earth. And once you're grounded, the next thing I invite you to do is scan your emotions. Is that inner mean girl running a loop, a story? You're just going to be aware. Is there anywhere in your life where maybe you've talked yourself down as you go for a dream, or you feel anger bubbling? And if you have a particular emotion now, I invite you to imagine a little speedometer in front of you that goes from 0 to 100. And on that speedometer, ask yourself, all right, show me how much of this emotion or this thought even belongs to someone else. And on that scale of 0 to 100, you might discover, wow, 75% of this, oh, you can't do this. What possibly makes you think that you can go after that dream? You realize was maybe someone's belief of what they could do. Maybe a family member that they put that thought into your space. Maybe a little bit of it is you, maybe 25% or 10 or 5 or 0.2. So just take note of that. And now that you have that information, what I invite you to do is I invite you to imagine a beautiful red balloon, and whatever emotion or thought didn't belong to you, whatever portion of it, you place it in the balloon. And if there were multiple thoughts, multiple emotions, get multiple red balloons and place those thoughts or emotions in the balloons. And then slowly allow them to release and float up to the wonderful sun above, where they'll be transformed into something else in this moment. Release those thoughts, those emotions, those energies that aren't yours, all of that inner mean girl, that inner critic that doesn't belong to you. And even if some of your own beliefs are ready to be released, put them in the balloon, let them go. And then imagine a beautiful golden light washing over your entire body, just filling you with a radiance, a warmth, adding to that light already within you, strengthening it. And then slowly, slowly open your eyes. Hello, Lori. Wonderful to have you. And Alicia, wonderful to have you as well. So let me know, are there times where that inner mean girl just seems to be a completely foreign voice? Or if you've had an opportunity through this meditation to release some of those thoughts, how do you feel right now? Let me know. I'd love to keep on this adventure with you. So join me in my free Facebook group while I'm still accepting new members. It would be wonderful to have you over there. I have some fun things planned to help us with our manifesting, with releasing the critics, and really engaging in life so that you feel tuned in, alive through all of your senses, and your heart feels just full of joy. So thank you for being here with me today, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Mwah! Lots of love, guys. Bye.